Did you ever pee your pants at school?
I'm going to say probably. Like, I'm not even going to, like, no, I would think I probably did.
I think I did it once, and I remember when I did it, I cried my eyes out in front of the whole class, like just bawling my eyes out. And I think my mum came, got me a change of clothes. And when I got the change of clothes, she's just like, it was like a motivational speech in a way of like, never cry. It's not a big of a deal. It's just pee. Just never cry. And then I think maybe like 3 months later, I went to the bathroom and I sat down. And I don't know why. I just sat down to pee. And I didn't take my pants off. I just sat down and I just started peeing. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I pissed myself.
You didn't try,
and
though.
mate, I get out and I look and I remember it's just pee. And I just walked back confidently into my classroom. And I walked up to my teacher and I'm standing in line waiting to talk to her because there's that little light. And some girl's like, what are you doing, Luke? And I'm like, I just peed my pants. And she's like, oh. Like left the line. And I go up to the teacher and I'm like, miss? I peed my pants. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll call your mum. And that's like a thing. I was like, call my mum. Well, she knows what to do. We've been here before. Ladies and gentlemen, is Morokaii with 2 eyes. We're on every Monday to Friday from 7 a.m. on Spotify and 4:30 p.m. on YouTube. So today we're going to be talking about schoolyard games as a kid. Now, downball is the go-to.
Oh, downball, hands down, the GOAT.
It was.
At primary school, high school, I don't know, surely it's not just an Australian thing.
I think it is.
No.
Have you ever? I don't.
No, I actually haven't, but like I just thought it was like, fuck, worldwide, man.
No,
the worldwide championships downball. Wow.
No, I know it is definitely massive in Australia.
Oh, massive.
I've seen it all over the internet, and I know we played it all the time. It was the only thing I look forward to, because when you get to high school, I remember I was a sport nut. Like, I loved sport in primary school. And slowly as you went on from year 7 to 8, 9, sport dropped off, and I think it was more when you started talking to girls as well, and there was those groups that came in.
Most definitely.
It was just more standing around and talking. So then when downball came in, it was fun, because you still had the standing around talking aspect, but then you can play.
Most definitely.
Yep.
I think for us, like year 9 and 10 was huge for that.
It was.
You'd have like the seats, but then you'd also be like, fuck that shit. Like, you're all just talking about bloody Brad Stoles. Like, I'm not into Brad Stoles. I'm playing some downball with the boys. and then chicks would always join in and be like, take it easy, and you'd be like, yeah, no, what? Bang, low shot right into the corner of the square. And you're like,
God,
see ya.
I hated, and I mean hated, that girl that wanted too much attention. Oh my God, can I play? Stacey, I'm going to be crazy. I'm going to play. Where do I line up? Do I line up here? Oh my God. Oh my God. Jason, don't get me out. No, I get another shot because I'm a girl. Oh my God, Jason. Hated those girls. Hated them.
To like a massive just brain buster memory that I'd take me back to a dark place. Nothing worse, man. Like, well, that one kid, he's like, man, I just want to play one game. Just one game. Like,
let me cut in.
And you're like, mate,
you're not in part of this group.
You've been fucking in line for the last 15 fucking minutes. Who the fuck do you think you are?
I got my eyes on King, and I'm fucking going there before that bell rings.
Nothing worse as well when it be like the King, like maybe like the Jack square, were always like just going at it, like in a rally, and then one of them would just break rally and like just like, and you're like, what the fuck? I've done nothing.
Oh, that was.
Or like
funny.
You'd have like the protective person in the Queen square. So like, the King and the Queen would like team up on anyone below them.
Yep.
And then finally the Queen maybe had like that little bit of courage to go to the low shot, and you just see the King's face be like, can't believe you've done this.
I was that kid too. I was always that kid in Queen that's like, nah, bro, let's team up. And I'd team up for a good amount of time. And then out of nowhere, just that under the legs, just backward shot. Oh, that was good.
And then, or you finally make it to King. You finally got there, only to serve it and it bounces out. You're like,
what have I done?
You were kidding me.
I've worked so hard for this.
Yeah, like,
and
just,
In, when we played downball, our line was about maybe 6-7 people deep.
It was a decent line.
It was a good line. So it was waiting a while to fucking
if you went out, it's like, do I go to the canteen? Do I just stand in here? Like, there's so many things going through your head because you're like, is it worth it? Like,
it's so true. Yeah, I absolutely love downball. Downball was one of the funnest games to play. There was there was always that one person, you know specifically who I'm talking about, who couldn't accept being out. Lines.
In tow.
In tow. Lines.
He was ghosting. He hit the ball.
Mate, there was a good Arnie Donna set video where they were playing down ball and they got someone out and the king was like, yep, I'm out, and slowly walked out to the line. He's like, nah, sorry, replays. And he's like, no, but you're out. And he's like, nah, replays.
Yeah, you walked. Oh.
Yeah. And then one of them's like, there was a good 5 seconds where you accepted you were out. It's like, nah, replays.
I'll have to watch that. That sounds fucking amazing.
Oh, it was pisser. Yeah, man, there's some people who just couldn't accept they're out. But there was those times where you knew it was in and you had to fight for it.
Yeah, you were genuinely like tooth and nail.
And
like,
people would turn and you'd be like, oh, come on, just accept that you're out. It's like, no, I never complain. I
do it. I never ever do it. And then the one time you're like, oh, fuck it, you know what? There's no point. And then, you walked. And you're like, oh, what do you mean? I knew I wasn't out.
I remember that. Some dick would be finally see you at the end of the line and he's ready to play. He's like, no, you were in. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, and then you're like, all right, we'll give it back. It's like, no, but you walked.
Yeah.
You're like,
it's like, who hurt you?
Yeah,
why are you doing this?
Like, next time I'm in,
yep.
me and you, mate, death rally. I don't give a shit. Should we explain?
I forgot the death rally.
Should we explain real quick, just touching on, because I know that a lot of our audience is Australian, like they've grown up maybe like they're going through down ball, right? But for those who haven't played the sport,
yeah, let's explain it at the very tail end of the fucking.
No, well, I just thought then. Cause like,
no, you're totally right. I just love it's at the very end, and now it's like,
because we were just so passionate, you know. Like,
I think because you're right, we're just so used to an Australian audience. But I did see that that we somehow have one audience member in Pakistan, so maybe.
Well, I reckon they could be playing it out there.
Yeah, with a rock. So, so I don't know how they play it out there.
So yeah, 4 squares.
Yep. 4 squares, and you've got a king, jack, queen, and
I think we said I always played it as dunce.
Dunce, wasn't it?
Yeah, which I still
because I said the joker, and I was like, that's not right. Dunce.
What's joker?
No, because I knew that because you know right. The line of cards. Yeah, but I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, dunce. Which I'm still very just assuming that's like a dungeon dweller, I guess.
So you've got your own, square, and then you throw the ball in your square. It
has to bounce in your square first.
It has to. So when it comes back to you,
otherwise it's a fall, and then you're fully out.
Yeah, and then when it does come back to you. Once you hit it again, you can hit it to either the other 3 squares, but you have to make sure it's in your square first. And then once you get someone out, if you're not in king, they go to the end of the line, and then you move up. So if you're a dunce, you now move to jack. If you're a jack, you now move to queen. But if you got that king out, he's the big boy baller, then you're now the king.
Yeah, then you advance up. Then you get all the serving rights. You can sort of team up with people. You really win the respect when you're the king. And if you're in the king for quite some time as well, you better watch yourself.
Yeah.
Because everyone's coming for that throne.
That's it.
Do you remember that time, actually, where you were playing down ball? I think it was year 10. It was a very intense game. I think I don't know if the rally was between you and me or like me and another mate. I remember being in the king vividly. And they did like that low shot, and I really tried really hard to get to it. And there was that chick sitting there.
And you took her out?
My recollection was I was somehow able to hurdle over her.
I
got my hand, because everyone was like, oh my God. And like somehow like dolphin dive or something over her. Because I was like, shh, like that's a broken nose. Like there's no other, like someone's going to get fucking hurt, and it's not going to be me. And I just remember leaping over her, getting my hand to the ball, grazing the shit out of my knee, being like, oh, that really hurt. But then bouncing back up and being like, was it in? And everyone was like, man, that was fucking so sick. Can't believe you hit it, but nah, you're out. And I was like, should have just fucking hit it. Fuck.
Should just taken her out.
Like, fuck.
I think, I don't know if anyone remembers this one. When I was in primary school, Lee didn't play at his, but I was out in the valley, so I don't know if this was specifically out there. But we would get on the playground, and there would be about 10 of us, and only one person was it. And on that playground, it was like Marco Polo. You'd have to close your eyes. And when you yelled at...
a dangerous game.
Yeah, it was. And when you yelled at Marco... Then you would hear, polo from everyone, and then you got to try to find them while your eyes are closed. So you're climbing over the monkey gym with the eyes closed and everything like that.
Oh,
mate, when I tell you that probably
How many people ever got hit? Like,
mate, only one brave kid would actually legitimately close his eyes. Everyone else was like a little bit peaky.
yeah, you just like, why is it closed? They're coming straight up. You're like, they're not. They're not closed.
I'm looking away from you. How do you know that?
Oh, shit. No, for me, it was primary school especially was just always TIGGIE and BRANDY, man. Those games were so fun. I still remember, like, to this being like a prep, like grade 1 playing against the grade 6s. There was like 3 grade 6s just chilling there. Like, huh, yeah, we made that grade 1 here. Like, what an idiot. Like, you'll never catch us. And I just remember being like, tag, you're it. And they're like, wait, what? Like, you're it. And then I ran. The disbelief on that. It was like almost disgust. Like, how dare this grade 1 actually tag a grade 6? Who does he think he is? They were in so much disbelief, but that was a huge game, man. And then when you wanted to up it, BRANDY, if you had a friend which was played with a tennis ball, it was pretty much TIGGIE with a tennis ball. You throw the ball. If you get hit by the ball, you're it. Man, if someone who had a good arm on them was it, you were like, this is game over. Because, man, they could throw that shit bloody ages. It's just a rocket coming at you. And, man, sometimes that tennis ball as well, if it was like not a new one of those like shitty ones, it's like been used and abused a bit, man, if that hit you, that is so hard. Like, that on your back or your shoulder is genuinely like, oh, fuck, that actually like hurts.
It actually did hurt a bit. Did you have no hat, no play at your school?
Oh, all the time in, spring, summer.
Yeah.
And I was one of the, with the hats as well, did you have, because I used to,
A little flap on the back?
no, I never had one of them. There was a few kids who had them. They weren't really like, that was like for seeing. I was like, oh, it's like, what's that kid doing with that hat sort of thing? No, it was wide brim hat because it had to be.
I do remember the wide brim hat. I fucked with the wide brim hat.
But my one was never like your stiff wide brim.
Okay.
Mine was like really floppy.
Oh,
like I put mine through.
Fuck,
no,
my heart
I
goes out to you.
No, I much rather the floppy hat. I hated the real stiff. Oh man, I hated that look.
I'm gonna. People in the comments are gonna have to figure out.
I hated that look.
The harder hat with the string coming down.
I hated the string. What? No, I would always cut my string. No, man,
You had a floppy hat without the string.
I hate it.
Says a lot about you.
I swear, I hated that. I hated that so much.
So what? Mate, what about when you played cricket and you could catch the ball with your hat? You were playing with a floppy hat.
Yeah, bloody oath, man.
Get out.
I swear on my life. I loved that thing, man. It was scary. And then you'd always have, how annoying, by the way, and I hope you weren't one of these kids. With the string, there was always some fucking freak just gnawing at the string.
Oh, it was.
And you're like, oh, you are a freak.
Mate, that's what they were there. That's what they were there for.
And you're just like,
that's what they were there for. To nut
it's all like soggy and like, oh,
mate, my mum would pack me
gross.
butter sandwiches with a little bit of peanut butter. What else was I going to eat? It was good to snack on them. And if you snacked on it long enough and then you went back to lunch, it had that extra little flavour.
Oh, that's fucked. That's so fucked. Do you remember as well in the summer and you fill your hat up with water and then you push it down your head? Did you ever do that?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah, and then the teachers were always like, all right, who filled their hat? It smells really bad. And you're like, it wasn't me.
I do remember there was one time where I had a PE teacher who was, surely people can relate to this when you had PE as a kid, because PE was like, I think 2 hours or maybe an hour.
It felt like ages.
But you only got once a week.
Yeah.
So it was, especially for a guy, it was massive. It was finally, okay, I'm out of class and I get to play sport games. This is best. If you had a bad PE teacher like we did, very old, very boring, the minute we would run out and it's like, perfect. I'm so excited. And it's like, okay, guys, today we're doing skipping and it's all fucking day. What? And then I'd be like, all right, well, next one, maybe we can do something fun. Shot put.
I hated doing athletics as a kid.
Oh, my God. And then when you would finally get a day where you'd go out and be like, oh, my God, it's going to be fucking another high jump or this or that. And then you see basketballs and you go, oh, my God, we're actually playing basketball. Oh, my God. And then it would be some variation of basketball. You wouldn't actually be playing basketball like you want. It would be some stupid variation where you wouldn't be able to play. And I hated my PE teacher. She ruined all PE. Did you ever play that basketball game where you would all line up. So there'd be 10 on one side of the court, 10 on the other, and you'd all have a number. And she would yell out, all right, 1, and then 1 would verse 1.
Yeah. I remember that.
Okay. Cool idea, but also you're just standing there waiting to play basketball.
You are.
And classic teachers all the time. The very end when class is about to end, thinking they're somehow like crazy.
Hero.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it's like, oh my God. It's like, I've waited 10 minutes to play.
Why not just do that at the start? Just
can we just play a normal basketball?
Yeah.
We got the numbers, clearly.
Yeah. No, you're spot on. You're actually so spot on.
How did you go at those school sports days with the ribbons and everything?
Oh, man,
do you remember the classic blue first?
I
green third?
hated those days so much.
Did you?
Yeah, I just didn't really like. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed doing the high jump. I always thought that was really, really fun. Back then, I didn't mind sprinting. I hated long distance running. I don't even know. Is it 1, 2? I don't actually know what that
skip.
Yeah,
jump.
I hated that stuff.
Yep.
I hated long jump as well with the sand because I would always fall back and put my hands down first, and obviously it was always where your hands land. Shot put I wasn't that great. Discus I didn't mind discus.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't enjoy those games at all. I would get a lot of first and seconds in the sprinting, long distance and that stuff, but in hindsight, a lot of it was just boring and just waiting. The thing I did absolutely love, Kanga cricket.
Kanga cricket was fun, and you're like hitting it off like the little stand, I guess it was.
We didn't do that. We did actual
really?
bowling.
I remember hitting it off like the actual stand. That was pretty fun. And stuff. We had jump rope for Heart Foundation. That was a skipping.
Yep.
And all that. I didn't mind that. I actually won like a few prizes somehow. I don't know what I was doing, but
how do you win in skipping?
I don't know. I think there must be like a donation. I guess Mum was just pumping money.
You're the worst skipper there. That your mum's just constantly pumping out 10s and 20s.
Potentially, man. Yeah, I don't know. Probably. I don't know. I know we're talking about schoolyard games, but primary school wise, I probably enjoyed like the art class more.
Wow, that just gave me a bit of a flashback. I forgot about art class.
Because we used to use a lot of clay. So whatever was like clay, we were always like, fuck yes. And then you put it in the kiln and stuff. And you'd always play. There was always.
Get out of the kiln. Have you seen that on Auntie?
No, I haven't. That sounds funny as well.
Get out of the kiln. Get out of the kiln.
And then like you put on your paints as well. And like someone's clay would always stuff up and break. And there would always be like kid would be like, the arm fell off. Like, yeah, well, you should have used more clay.
Man, I was going to tell you about this the other night at dinner. You remember how you told me that you had that system where you called it grabbers, where it was like a kind of money in your school?
Yeah.
That reminded me, we had this game we played, which was a huge game throughout the school, and it was like a gold rush type of game.
Okay.
And all I remembered was the way it was played was you try to build up as much gold as you can, and there was little activities and prizes, things like that. And each day, they would have gold from basically however many was in our class, like 23. So 1 to 23. So randomly, you would get one of those notes. So if I flipped it, I'm like, oh, I got 5 gold today. And someone's like, I got 23. Someone's crying because they get 1. As a kid, you would have a folder, okay?
Yeah,
and in this folder is all your gold.
Okay.
And then whatever other paperwork there was for the activities. And I remember the teacher sitting there and saying, okay, now, anyone, if you leave your gold and your folder open, people are allowed to steal it. Okay, so you have to look after your gold. And even as a kid, I went, I feel like that's going to create some problems. I feel like that's not a good idea. I feel like people are just going to be snatching gold.
Kid's like, Miss, can I please go to the toilet? They take, and in primary school as well, because you'd always have to take a friend.
You would, yeah.
So that's 2 people out of the class. If they leave their books open, man.
Oh, mate. One of them, I remember, she left her gold open. It was day 1. It was fucking day 1. She had 18 gold.
She's just been told.
She had 18 gold. And someone snatched it. Snatched it.
Oh.
And when they snatched it, just absolute tears.
I was going to say, yeah.
Absolute tears. And I was like, why would you put that in? The kids can steal the gold. Of course they're going to fucking steal the gold. I do remember the what you mentioned, though, having to take a friend to go to the bathroom. And did you ever have that friend who pulled his pants all the way down to pee? Or were you that kid?
I reckon I was that kid. Obviously not at like in prep 110%. But like obviously you go up and you sort of realise, hang on a sec, no one else got their pants around their ankles. Which to this day, by the way,
feeling the breeze on your bare bum.
I reckon as males, let's bring that movement back.
Pulling the pants all the way down.
Yeah, just fuck it. You know what,
mate? If I
all
walked
the boys,
into a
all
club,
the boys in the club on the trough on the unit, they were just standing there. Sword fight, like, no, get off. There was always that one kid as well, being a male, who was specifically like, look how high I can pee. And then would like just stand there and try and hit you and think it's fine. It's like, mate, the fuck are you doing? It's not, it's genuinely not, even from that age, I knew that wasn't on.
Man, I think
it's not a normal thing.
I think for me, I was more like, I'm going to go drink so much water and pee bigger than you.
Or you'd have that one mate, that one kid that was brave enough to take a shit at school. And because no one did. No one ever would. But I don't know why in primary school, by the way, which is really fucking creepy, but our toilet, you could peer over the top.
We had that in kinder.
And same, I think, in high schools. I don't know what, mate, that is incredibly fucked. Because
in
I remember,
school, we had toilets that didn't have locks on them. You couldn't peer over the top.
Well, either way, I just remember there was
no locks, because I remember I did have to go to the I think I went to the bathroom maybe twice in that entire 6-7 years, because the same. I don't want to fucking go and do that in a school.
You just don't want to. It's just dirty. It smells bad.
There's always that one kid that comes in, someone taking a shit. And you're like, fuck. And
your feet.
You're holding the door that's fucking hasn't got a lock on it.
Like, fuck off. Leave me alone.
I just want to be a kid.
I just remember, still though, in primary school, I remember I had this one mate that was doing it. I was in the bathroom at the time just washing my hands. My other mate was going, we like, looks over. It's like, are you having a shit? It's like, no, don't look. That's fucking weird. That's so fucking weird.
Get out of here.
Get out. Or if they like put their head under. I can't. The floor's so dirty. There's a lot of germs.
The floor was so dirty. They were so dirty.
I still remember getting into trouble for taking my mate to the toilet, because we were like, the way that we went, you could, I suppose, like balance like on these things. So me and our mate were just like bouncing back and forth, and then it's like leaked to the principal's office, and I was like, that's a bit odd. It's like, mate, can you explain what you're doing here? And I was like, fuck.
This is fixing up my motor skills.
Yeah, I was just like, just bouncing. He's like, yeah, just get back to class, mate. I remember being so scared.
That doesn't worry a principal call, does it?
Yeah, I know. I was more or less like, mate, just pull me up at like lunchtime. Like, just come over, maybe even join in.
Yeah.
Well, if you want, I'll teach you how to balance.
Why are you pulling your pants down? I guess everyone does it. Before we go, did you ever pee your pants at school?
I'm going to say probably. Like, I'm not even going to, like, no, I would think I probably did.
I think I did it once, and I remember when I did it, I cried my eyes out in front of the whole class, like just bawling my eyes out. And I think my mum came, got me a change of clothes. And when I got the change of clothes, she's just like, it was like a motivational speech in a way of like, never cry. It's not a big of a deal. It's just pee. Just never cry. And then I think maybe like 3 months later, I went to the bathroom and I sat down. And I don't know why. I just sat down to pee. And I didn't take my pants off. I just sat down. And I just started peeing. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I pissed myself.
You didn't try,
and
though.
Mate, I get out and I look and I don't remember. It's just pee. And I just walked back confidently into my classroom. I walked up to my teacher and I'm standing in line waiting to talk to her because there's that little line. And some girl's like, what are you doing, Luke? And I'm like, I just peed my pants. And she's like, oh. Like left the line. And I go up to the teacher and I'm like, miss? I peed my pants. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll call your mum. And that's like a thing. I was like, call my mum. Well, she knows what to do. We've been here before. Mate, the confidence on me to piss my pants like that.
You can do that. You're in year 12 with the yeah. It's like, this one's pissing.
Don't you judge me.
You just go, you're like, everyone, I know this is the last exam, but I just wanted to let you, I just peed my pants. Don't even care. Call my mum. She'll bring new pants.
It's been years, but she knows what to do. Oh, guys, that's Morokaii with 2 eyes. Hope you enjoyed. And, yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Boom.
Boom.